Here's a Right Wing Watch article about we were promised a red tsunami. I don't know if you guys went to the Donald at all in the lead up to the midterms. I did. I go there all the time. I still go constantly.
What was the word from the
I'm
Donald?
not allowed to participate. They banned me long ago.
Of course.
They don't allow any dissent over there, unfortunately.
So
but
what were they saying?
red tsunami.
So they thought.
So the Democrats were saying there's going to be a blue wave. So they're like, you know what? Fuck you. There's going to be a red tsunami.
And
We didn't get either.
So what was going to happen to the red
neither
tsunami?
happened.
Yeah.
So that they were going to expand in the House and expand in the Senate?
Oh, yeah. They were going to hold the House, and they were going to get stronger in the Senate, stronger in the House, and just basically they were selling it as it's going to be nothing short of like the complete obliteration of the Democratic Party, and it's just going to be all Republican from now on. One party state.
Well,
it's going to be awesome.
The problem with that is, and look, polls aren't perfect, and by no means are they an indicator of how
check
things
out
are
this
gonna
tweet,
go.
Scotty.
But there's
Check out this tweet. Hold on. I'll let you get to what you're going to say, but check out this tweet. This is Bill Mitchell, right? Verified Twitter account. Apparently someone's taking this fucker seriously. Someone asked him, Bill, what's the chances the GOP holds the House? His response, 100% guaranteed.
Oops.
Screenshot this. Well, we screenshotted it, bitch.
Somebody did.
And guess what,
you
Bill
suck.
Mitchell? You're a fucking retard.
That's why people that go to these pollsters...
When you say
and
100% guaranteed, and
but
it doesn't
so many
happen,
people get away with this shit. He's not the only one doing this
you
shit.
should, his credibility at this point should be fucking zero.
But it isn't. We live in a post-truth world, TJ. People don't care anymore that he said this because 2 weeks from now we'll be on to the next thing and he'll be doing the same thing. He doesn't lose a significant amount of followers from it. And the people that wanted to believe him and be with him are willing to sweep this under the rug. So his credibility doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter.
Anyway, I interrupted Scotty to make this point. So, Scotty, you go ahead.
Well, if you looked at all the polling, especially 538, the Nate Silver stuff, and I'm not saying it's infallible, and you should just say, hey, that's what's going to happen. I mean, they pretty much correctly predicted this, the midterms.
Yes.
They thought that the Senate, and most people, to their credit too, they thought, well, the Democrats, it's a very hard road to win the Senate. It's probably not going to happen. The House, they're going to make significant gains, and we saw that all night. Look, in these districts where they were up for grabs, I think it was just there was a lot of new voters, and there's a lot more enthusiasm on the Democrat side. The Republicans, I mean, a lot of those places did really bad. Like, look at Texas. I mean, Ted Cruz won, but that was a close fucking race for Texas.
It was close. I mean, Beto...
That should have been a 15, 20-point
It was more than that. I think Texas is a plus 49 state when it comes to, like, the Republican.
Well, they haven't elected
the other thing that happened
a Democrat
is,
in like 38 years.
Yeah, the other thing is that even though Beto didn't quite get in, a lot of House seats flipped on the strength of Beto being on the ticket. So I don't know if it was worth the $70 million that was poured into his campaign.
Who claims he's not going to run for president, which
he's running for president.
There's no fucking way.
So I guess we should talk about that because that's what the news media is going to be talking about tomorrow.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
Who are the early front runners? We know Trump's rerunning as long as his
obviously,
fat ass is still there.
As long as Trump, and I'm going to lose that bet probably with Scotty.
It's starting to look that way.
Yes.
TJ, thanks for your money.
You're giving right back that $1,000, dude.
Well, it was only $500, so I was only getting half back.
You're giving it half back.
Yeah.
But so
nothing, TJ.
I think Michael Avenatti is going to run.
He's garbage
on the Democratic side. He's been posturing for it.
He's bullshit. He ain't gonna make it.
I think that Beto O'Rourke is obviously posing himself.
He's gonna run for
presidential
sure.
run.
100%.
Elizabeth Warren.
Hillary has an exploratory committee out there.
Oh my god!
I don't think Hillary's going to run.
I would vote for a fucking. I mean, I will vote for the next shit that I take to be president over fucking Hillary.
Would you go
Clinton.
back and vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd vote for Trump over Hillary.
Wow.
Yep.
I just won't vote. But
4
that's
more
an
years.
interesting
Now
position.
I'm gonna. If Hillary actually tries to shove herself down my throat again, I will do everything to stop her. Well, it's not happening. Not on my watch.
We'll know soon because, like, if she is posturing to do it, we'll start seeing her hitting the fucking.
Oh, she's
going
to do it. I just hope that the primary process just roundly rejects her bitch ass.
Well, she's definitely hung around.
I hope that they just say, like, look, bitch, no.
I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Of that crop of candidates,
Bernie, of course, is going to run again.
Bernie is going to run
100%.
again, of course, yeah.
Whether he has the same momentum this time.
But of that crop of candidates, the one that I want to see across from Donald Trump having an argument with him the most is Michael Avenatti, just for the pure fucking entertainment value.
Well, from a spectacle standpoint, that would be the best.
He understands something that these other Democratic candidates. I don't like the guy. He's a
he's
scummy,
a slimy
sleazebag,
scumbag
shyster
piece of
fucking
shit.
lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't believe a word that comes out of his fucking mouth. But I'll tell you one thing he understands that the rest of these fucking Dems don't. He operates on the same level Trump does. When Trump slings shit, he slings it right back.
Right.
He's like, well, you got a tiny dick, motherfucker.
He didn't do too impressive against Tucker Carlson when they went at it, though.
See, it was nascent at that point, and he deals with Trump in a much different way too. He's
Right.
he's got a laser pointer on Trump. He knows exactly what pushes Trump's buttons. So that's going to be interesting seeing him across.
So you
from
think he
Trump.
would just? You think he? If
Well, the only way you would see
him and
that-
Trump across the stage,
He would
from
have
each
to
other
win
in
the
a debate,
Democratic nomination.
Avenatti would be his goal would be like, I'm going to get under Trump's skin.
I'm going to do Trump's job better because I'm younger and smarter than Trump, and
I
he
don't
can do
see
it.
Avenatti getting the nomination.
I don't see him getting
Trump's
the nod
not
either.
because you know what? Everybody else walks into that stage with Trump with this sense of decorum. I'm going to be the better man in this, or the better woman in this argument, and I'm going to be prim and proper, and that's going to
Trump ain't thinking
illustrate
that.
how bad he is. The opposite happens. We watch it, we go, yeah, Trump, because it's fun. Because the rest, every other time, it's just a bunch of bullshit and lies and boring nonsense. But Trump makes it fun. Avenatti would do that.
Yeah.
He would do that shit. He would call Trump. He would talk about Trump's tiny little dick. He'd talk about the pee-pee tape. Like the whole thing would come up. He'd talk about how Trump was fucking around
if
with
you
his
purely
client
want a
while he
candidate
was
that's
married
just-
to fucking Melania, and Melania would be out there in the audience,
Dude.
and there'd be a shot of her going, you know, with like trying to make an expression through her plastic surgery. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, but the problem with that is you'd only be running it as a vindictive, like this is against Trump. And I don't think that the only way they debate is if he gets the Democratic nomination. I think that's
Yeah, I don't
It's
see
a long
Avenatti
shot
getting
for sure.
shit, but
It's
I
a
do
1 in a
agree that
million.
it would be a fascinating debate.
What about crazy Uncle Joe? He's posturing as well.
Oh yeah, he's gonna try for
Yeah,
it.
Joe Biden is probably going to
he
be
could.
on that early
He's
roster.
he's a potential.
You know, that's going
guy.
to be interesting to see too, because
It's gonna be interesting to see how many of these people try. I mean, like Bernie, I think has to go for it in the next cycle because he's going to be way too old if he gets through another Trump.
I mean,
term.
I think he's already way too
yeah,
old.
he already
personally,
is
but
probably
whatever.
way too old. But he has to. He has
This is
to
his
strike.
last chance if he's got one.
He's got to strike on this iron. He's got to strike on the 2020 iron. There's no waiting for him. Hillary's the same. She's getting too old. Joe Biden's too old. All those people are old enough. They have to go for it.
Yeah, I just think you guys are. I don't like the guy, but I think you guys might be underestimating Avenatti's appeal because there is a real desire amongst the Democratic base for people that quote unquote fight back. That's why that fucking dude, that Richard Ojeda guy, is so cool.
Yeah. He did pretty well for. By the way, in his. I mean, he didn't win.
He didn't win it.
We didn't expect him to, but in one of the most Republican districts in America, he was actually competitive.
I mean, you know, on the other side, they'd be just saying, "Oh, look at the consolation prizes going on over there. Oh yeah, we almost did it. Almost, you know, only counts
Well,
in
I mean, you
horseshoes
know,
and hand grenades." Right?
I think it's pretty impressive to be able to take a district that's plus 49 for Trump and get within 10 points of victory. But yeah, I mean, ultimately,
that's pretty good.
Ultimately, the GOP still won.
ultimately
of
the
course.
GOP wins and they get the power and they get the seat. But you know, maybe you opened a few people's minds to voting Democrat. And if the fucking person that he beat sucks, which they're pretty much destined to, you know.
Well, if the Democratic Party was smart, they'd be knocking at Ojeda's door right now.
And Beto. I mean, look,
Beto.
say what you want about Beto and Ojeda. They didn't win their respective races, but they showed that, hey, it turns out that if Democrats embrace populism, they can actually be competitive
Dude,
in places
See, I think
that
Beto
are
is a
off as red
foregone
walls.
conclusion. They're going to him. But I don't. I think that they're going to leave Ojeda on the table, and I think that's a mistake because I think he could do really
I
well.
mean, it's Democrats having a spine and some balls, which
It seems to me
they've
like
lacked
you're,
for so long.
It seems to me like you're really looking for a Democrat that has some kind of balls.
Well, I just think it'll be more interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, once again, the president is a figurehead anyway, but a ballsy contender to Trump would be an interesting election.
So
season.
here's the red tsunami.
Yeah,
You
there it
see?
is.
There it is. There's the blue wave, but then the red tsunami is coming behind it. It's even bigger.
And really, it was just kind of a side-by-side blue and red puddle that
Yeah.
happened.
Is it sad that the red tsunami has a better haircut and style than Trump?
Yeah, the red tsunami actually looks better
I actually
than
like the
Trump
red
does.
tsunami's hair better.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was supposed to be this big red tsunami. It never happened. There was supposed to be a blue wave. It never happened. I mean, like, for all the fucking hype and build up to these midterms, it was a pretty standard result, which is it's what usually happens
Yeah,
in the midterms.
99% of the time.
Usually, one party is controlling everything. It happened when Bush took office. We had White House was red, and the House
What?
was red, and the Senate was red.
But don't you want media
and
hype,
then,
TJ?
You know,
You want to know why? Because look, if you last
in Bush's
night,
case, he actually maintained control
well,
a
last
little
night-
longer because he had 9/11 happen, and his popularity was huge.
well, last night I
but-
went on YouTube to go watch this stuff, and like millions of people were watching live,
Right.
and then if you, and that's not even factoring in cable television.
Yeah,
It's a perfectly designed system to keep every generation laboring under the misapprehension that they have power and choice.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the Dems used to have the House, and we can get it back. Oh, we lost it again, but we can get it back. Oh, we lost it again, but we can get it back. Oh, we lost.
Dude,
it's
I saw
a
this
perfect cycle.
and I see the fucking. The naivete is crazy because I remember when Obama swept in on a landslide,
Change!
and everything was turning blue. I remember so many Democrats saying like the Democrats have secured power for the foreseeable future.
Oh, they're always saying
It was
that
just
shit.
2 years later that Republicans got the House back.
They said the same shit when George W. Bush took
I saw
office.
Republicans saying it last night. Nope, Democrats are never gonna Democrats are done. There's never going to get any
Yeah.
power again. And then of course they win the House. So I mean,
And
like,
now they're already-
everyone's
we're getting it back in
laboring
2
under
years.
this delusion. Like why does everyone in this country so infatuated with having this one party system? It's like we have a shitty 2-party system, and really we should want more options, but instead we want less.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, soon my party will take over completely, and we can live under a 1-party state.
Because
Like,
it's
what?
not about what it purports
Fuck
to be
you.
about. I was talking the other day about politics and football.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Scotty and how Scotty is so rabidly a fan of the Saints, and that's common amongst people in football. But people have very much the same attitude about Republicanism and Democrats. Like it's the same shit. Like they pick a side, and it becomes more about the short-term win than the long-term look at what are the symptoms of these problems we're hoping these people go solve. It's a perfect distraction. And the cycle that you're talking about, a constant changing of hands of power, it's orchestrated on some level. It's designed. The system is designed that way to constantly have this ebb and flow between two parties that meet in the middle where money is concerned. And they keep people on both sides. They know that America, you got to have a boogeyman. You got to have somebody to point the finger at and go, that's the enemy. That's my ideological opponent over there.
That guy did
That
it.
guy over there that's got the fucking Ted Cruz sign on his lawn. I'm a Beto O'Rourke guy myself, so fuck him and fuck you, buddy. That's not how we should be thinking about politics, but that's how we're trained to think about it, and that's how our system supports it.
So let's quickly go over a few more things to do with the midterms here. The Florida Senate race is headed towards a recount. Florida just seems to be notorious for needing these recounts and these like tight races.
I mean, it's truly the biggest purple state now.
It's just a mishmash of
and it's looking like the Republicans probably going to win, and it's a shame because Rick Scott, the Republican,
Ugh.
is a creepy, weird, fucking disgusting piece of shit. Closet homosexual, and everyone with a brain knows it. There's been so many stories that have come out.
Didn't they have Charlie Crist as a governor for a long time?
Yeah, they did.
He another closeted.
Yeah, I don't know what's with all
Giggity.
these, why do they what's with Florida?
Didn't he actually
and
become a
loving these
Democrat
fucking-
too?
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
Florida
Florida
is
loves these closet homosexuals.
It's a
man.
contentious
Don't
place.
mind me, y'all.
It's down south, so it's got that hard red bent to it, but it's so many people retire there, immigrate there from all over the place. Plus, there's lots of immigration.
Yeah, Northern Florida is like the conservative half.
And I will say this for Florida though, they did restore voting rights to felons there, so that's pretty cool.
Now criminals can vote.
So maybe that'll make it a bluer state. I don't know, but
Yeah, you're right, TJ. More criminals are liberals.
well, they are. Yeah, I mean, they tend to be black and they tend to be Democrats.
What are you saying, TJ?
I'm saying that criminals are disproportionately black, and I'm saying that blacks are
So
disproportionately Democrats.
after all this time,
Finally.
the amazing atheist finally admits that I was right all
I never
along.
what?
All
never said
along, I
otherwise.
was correct. Blacks do more crime.
Thank you,
Blacks
TJ.
commit more crime. There is a traceable
TJ.
evidence that blacks are more likely
Well,
to
TJ.
commit a crime. If you get clubbed over the head, TJ, chances are it's a black guy that does it.
If I get clubbed over the head, I'm not going to care about the
TJ,
race of the
Was
person.
it really
doing
so hard to admit I was right?
Yes, it is. Here's another thing that happened. Remember Kim Davis?
Yeah, this is that clerk that didn't
I
want
won't
to marry
sign.
gay people even though
Yep.
it's federally legalized.
She
now.
lost.
Good. Why she was able to run when she wasn't, when she was obstinate about performing the duties that are charged to her under federal law is one thing, but I guess it's good that she lost.
Kim Davis, the Kentucky county clerk who denied gay couples their legal marriage licenses in 2015 because Jesus told her not to, has lost her election.
That's like running for dog catcher.
And then refusing to catch dogs.
Yeah, one of the other guy's like, yeah, I'm going to try and catch dogs and humanely make sure that they're safe and that the citizenry are safe. All right, what are you going to do? I'm not going to catch no dogs.
Jesus told me not to do it.
The Bible says let feral dogs run free in the fucking streets, so I'm just going to sit on my ass. It's like, why is she being allowed to run in the first place? Shouldn't unwillingness to carry out the duties that are charged to you by your elected office like preclude you running for it?
I don't know. She lost. A couple. Let's just go quickly through a few more. First, interesting things that happened last night. Michigan voters legalized marijuana.
They need it. Detroit needs legal weed, so I'm glad for them. That state is blighted. Is horrible poverty there, so those people need some fucking weed, and I'm glad that they're going to get it. Hopefully, it's cheap enough for them to
Wasn't
afford.
there another state right next to Michigan that was going to get legal weed?
They didn't, though.
Oh yeah, they didn't because the monopoly is bad.
Voters this evening passed Proposal 18, one
at you,
into
Ohio.
law, making Michigan the 10th state to legalize marijuana. The initiative allows for the possession of up to 2.5 ounces.
Damn.
Or up
Sounds
to
good.
10 ounces at a private residence.
Sounds good to me.
For those 21 and older. The measure also legalizes the personal cultivation of up to 12 marijuana plants.
Fuck yeah, dude.
This is a cool law. The initiative establishes a licensed and regulated system of marijuana retail outlets, which will be supplied by licensed cultivation centers. Marijuana will receive a 10% excise tax in addition to the standard 6% sales tax.
So you guys see as these things go along, they're getting better. Like states are looking at other states and how they're doing it, and they're getting better. Dude, you can have 12 ounces of weed for personal.
Yeah.
It's doing away with that old boogeyman of like, if you got a lot of weed, you must be dealing it. It's going like, it doesn't matter if you're dealing it anymore. It's federal. It's regulated. Why would you be dealing it? Nobody's going to, you know what I mean? It's just, they can have how many plants? 12 plants?
12 plants. It says you can grow up to 12 plants in your house.
That's ridiculous. So a plant will throw off 2 or 3 ounces.
Yes.
So it's like...
And you're allowed to possess up to 10 ounces at a private residence. And you're allowed to carry 2.5 ounces on your person.
I mean, so these laws are just getting better.
I mean, just to put that into context for people who don't necessarily smoke marijuana, an ounce will be enough for me and my girlfriend, who are both pretty regular smokers, that'll last us a month. So to say you can carry 2.5 ounces on your person, I mean, that's like saying you can carry,
more weed than you can possibly
you
smoke.
can carry 2.5 months
not only
worth
that,
in your
but
fucking pocket.
how would you carry 2.5 ounces on your person comfortably? That's a lot of weed.
You'd have to have a backpack or a bag
some
or
big
something.
old baggy pants or some shit. But
Something crazy.
it's just an absurd amount of weed. So it's really written in a way to keep people from getting gaffled up for having it on them.
Right. There's just, you wouldn't even need to carry.
There's just no way.
There's no situation.
You're never going to grab 2.5 ounces of weed for a day on the town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Unless you're fucking Willie Nelson, maybe.
Right.
Well, it seems
but
that
if you're him, you
the
can
more
grab
states that
2.5.
do this, the more dominoes are going to fall. The first one will be when it happens in a southern
And of
state.
course, all of these, stupid ass Ohio had an opportunity to do this, as you pointed out, Scotty, years ago. They didn't take it. Now all the Ohio citizens, I'm sure, are going to be driving to Michigan to get their weed. All that tax revenue is going to go to Michigan.
Every time one of these states falls, the bordering states get closer to falling.
Think about
because
this.
all of that weed is now freely traveling across the border.
10 states.
Yeah.
That's 1/5
Yeah.
of the states now legalized.
But it's also significant to say 1/5 of the states are now in direct contravention of federal law.
Right.
So it's becoming a less ignorable problem. We got 10% of states.
And, we talked earlier about Jeff Sessions and who his replacement is going to be. I wonder what position that gentleman or woman will take on this issue.
Yeah.
I hope that marijuana legalization doesn't become a liberal or conservative issue. Just let it be a fucking. This should be something everyone's behind.
Well, it's starting to become that way.
Yeah.
Like there are more and more people on the right that are pot smokers
Right.
that are like, why is this illegal? It's
Well,
just stupid.
If the Republicans
at the very least,
I mean, like the Republicans should embrace this fucking
dude,
issue.
well, dude, at the very least, it should be federally legal and then up to states. At
Just
the very
remove it
least,
from all they need to do. All the federal government needs to do. Trump can do this. One of these people could do. Just take it off Schedule 1.
It's more complicated than that.
Just take it off Schedule 1 and say, hey, states decide.
There need to be some baseline federal regulations about weed.
Yeah.
How much, like when it comes to like people that commit crimes with it. So how much of it can you have? There needs to be a federal standard for intoxication and stuff like that. But yeah, I agree with you. Just get out of the way and let the states regulate it and tax it as they see fit. Put a 5% federal tax on all weed transactions like they do with.
well,
other
I mean,
things.
they can do things like you're
We
right
can make
too.
it. I mean, like the
Like,
amount of revenue that this
you can
is
make it
generating is
21.
Because look,
like alcohol sales.
You're taking one of
you
the
have to be
huge-
21
yeah.
to buy alcohol. Like, they say that with weed.
but you're taking one of the hugest black markets that exists in America and making it a white market, a market that actually can contribute to the tax base.
Well, not only one of the big problems is one of the reasons why feet are being dragged is because there's so much law enforcement money that's given to basically enforce weed.
Well, dude, there's like before
Such
they
a profound amount of the war on drug money is weed busts.
Right.
Such a small portion is cocaine and heroin and all crank and all that shit.
well, dude, before they
Well, you know
legalized
what?
weed in these states, it was like I think there was like 700,000 weed
Allocate
arrests
some
a
of
year.
the fucking taxes we get from weed to the cops, and they can fucking sit there
Dude,
and jerk off with it.
But you're thinking about this: 700,000 people. I mean, that's a huge source of revenue for a lot of these places.
Oh yeah.
They don't want to give that up. That's really, I mean, that's Paul's right. They fill up jails. They make money in the jails. They make money when they bust people. They pay fines. They go to court. There's a lot of jobs that are going to be lost if you fucking suddenly make this legal.
Another development from the midterms: Colorado just elected Jared Polis, the nation's first openly gay governor.
It happened, y'all.
Polis' sexual orientation hasn't been an issue on the campaign trail. It might be the biggest story for the LGBT community.
As the way it should be.
So this guy here,
Yeah, it shouldn't really be an
likes
issue.
he likes to suck the dick.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, he's a dick sucker.
See, this is a good sign that at least the social status of gay people is progressing, because the fact that it wasn't a major issue on the campaign trail and that he won is exactly what I think most gay people want,
So,
which is to be treated like everybody else, have the same opportunities.
He
as
won
everybody
the
else.
governorship of his state, Colorado, of course. I saw his boyfriend or whatever. He's clearly the top. So we elected a gay. We're progressive enough to do that, but
We got a gay.
Not yet a
we
bottom.
haven't elected a bottom yet.
Okay, well,
Oh.
time will. It's happening, TJ.
But it's a step in the right direction.
Right.
But I
we'll
want
get a bottom, and then we'll get a full.
We elected a fudge packer, but we've yet to elect a fudge pack-e.
And what about a
So,
tranny?
There actually was a transgender candidate. I think they lost though.
Is tranny bad now?
Yeah, it is.
It is?
You're a bad naughty boy.
Is it?
Yeah.
But some of them, like I've heard that, like it's okay.
It's kind of like the
and-
N-word.
Oh, okay. You got to
Yeah.
be one to use
Yeah.
it. Got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
All right, I'll
that's
stop
how it
using
works.
trans. Sorry about
There's
that.
not much really to say
Sorry
about
about
it.
that, trans folks.
that's interesting. It happened. Another thing, first
You know-
Muslim woman elected to U.S. Congress.
Before you get into that, I wonder how many SJWs are mad that it was a white male.
Oh.
They're gay, but also a white male.
well, SJWs are always mad about everything.
I know.
First Muslim woman elected to U.S. Congress. So I'm glad that someone of a different set of irrational bullshit beliefs could be elected instead of the typical irrational bullshit beliefs.
Not my Congress.
Not in my
I mean,
Congress,
that should
man.
show you the woeful state of our fucking system of governance, that we're all kind of celebrating that there's a Muslim in Congress now.
Muslim.
Another delusional person was
Like,
elected.
oh,
Hooray!
yeah, another Muslim in Congress. That's great.
How about some atheists in Congress?
Yeah.
Huh, can't get any of those.
Yeah, how about the last vestige of religiosity was voted out of Congress this election cycle?
That's the fucking headline I want to hear.
Yeah. No longer will moral and legal decisions be made based on ancient, stupid fucking tomes. You know what I mean? Now, rationality and legal precedent will be used to make
Hooray!
decisions. It's like, oh, okay, that's great.
Neat.
No, you're not going to catch me celebrating in the street because there's another fucking fantasy believer in Congress. We got plenty of them.
Yep, I agree with you 100%.
But Paul, they buy into a different version of bullshit.
So here's the last of these midterm things I have here. At least the last one directly related
Dude,
to
this
the
is
midterms.
beautiful.
Pro-Trump pimp Dennis Hoff wins Nevada election weeks after he died.
You figure the Democrat could be like, he's dead.
Wow.
And it's like, nope, still vote for him.
He's a pimp.
Voters elect Dennis Hoff, a Nevada brothel owner,
I know who this guy is. He's
who
a bunny
died
ranch guy.
last month to a state assembly seat.
Yeah, the
Wow.
bunny. The
The
bunny bar, the bunny
72-year-old
ranch, yeah.
Hoff posthumously beat Democrat Lizaya Romanov, an educator. State law allows county officials to appoint another Republican to fill the vacancy.
Dude, let me tell you, like, I don't know if you know anything about this dude, but he lived the life, man. There's been several documentaries and I think a show.
This is the kind of guy that all you have to do is show me this picture of him and say, do you want to vote for this guy? And I'd be like, yep, I do.
I'm telling you.
I don't care what his politics are. I don't care what he believes.
He owned the bunny ranch in Nevada.
Yeah.
And he lived there and just basically, like, it was a standing thing that he got to fuck any of the prostitutes whenever he wanted. And that was his life. He lived in a brothel and he oversaw the operations of said brothel and tested the wares himself. He had a wife that allowed him to, that also was an ex-employee of the brothel that helped him out. He had a life, man. This guy lived the good fucking life. You can tell looking at him there, he's got that cigar. People don't take pictures of like this with cigars unless they're living the good life, TJ.
I agree.
People
Well,
down
that's why I just
Dude,
said.
it's fucking sad.
all I have to do
It's
is look
sad
at this
guy cannot go represent his district.
You
in
know what?
Congress,
I
dude.
think that his memory should be allowed to serve.
Yep.
Yep.
I think the ghost of this guy.
Dude,
should
I think
serve.
that we should
a
get
fucking prostitute of his choice should serve in his place.
we should
dude.
get all his whores together who knew him the best. I mean, they fucked him for Christ's
Yeah.
sake.
Yeah, they fucking knew what's
and
up.
be
And
like,
let-
what would Dennis have done?
Exactly. When a vote comes up on the floor, take it to the whores and be like, in the spirit of Dennis, what would he have said to this?
The Council of Whores will decide.
Yeah, in his absence, dude.
Yeah, I agree. That's how it should be done.
But I'm telling you, man, whatever his politics were, I don't really care where he fell
Well,
on the
the
fucking. 'cause
reason-
apparently, he was a pro-Trump pimp, so
Well,
whatever.
the reason the corpse won is because then Republicans get.
By
to
the
see
way,
it.
this shirt they're advertising here is perfect for Paul. Sorry I'm late. I didn't want to come.
Oh.
That has to be your shirt.
Oh,
Paul.
yeah, dude. Get me one of these. Get it in pink, too.
I want the pink one for you.
Yeah.